Hello and welcome to this episode of Coach Cariss podcast, Itchy, Bitchy and guests. It is okay to maintain your goals when life is busy. This is not a free pass to kick the arse out of it, because that would not be maintaining your goals. But there is seasons in life when that just nobody preps us for, right? We're very much a culture of we're all in or we're not. So we're very much working on our goals or we're not. And we have to see progress all the time, as in lifting heavier weights, the scales dropping, right? When in fact, see in times in your life when it's mental, like work is mental, your family needs you, you're having a midlife drama and your hormones are all over the place, right? And your diary is absolutely rammed. It's okay to maintain where you are. It's okay to maintain your scale weight. It's okay to have some average sessions in the gym. It's okay to cut back on some things to allow you to do other things. It actually is that simple, but we just think that we need to be like smashing progress and doing this and doing that and doing that, whereas actually we don't. So this is just a reminder. I'm going to chat about this, all right, give you some top tips, hopefully. But this is a reminder that maintaining the standards that you have at this moment in time, because it's busy, is okay. Cut yourself some slack, all right? It's not a free pass to kick the arse off it. It's not a free pass it's just not a free pass because you're tired or you're busy or you're overwhelmed. So it's not a free pass to just stop doing everything and just like press pause on your whole life. But it is a pass to maintain where you are at the moment. It's allowed, absolutely. Yeah. So, maintenance, this is something that I talk about with my clients as well, right? Maintenance at busy periods of your life, right, is not failure. It's absolutely not failure. So if you think like the school summer holidays, it's perfectly acceptable for my clients to maintain their scale weight for the 6 or 7 weeks of the summer holidays. Right, that's amazing. I mean, if they're going to, if the summer holidays don't affect them, that's cool. But if you think about it, you've got actual summer holidays, like you're away, you've maybe got folks staying, you've got the kids to amuse, you're probably still working. And it's the same for Christmas, right? It's maybe not as, it's obviously not a long period of, it's not as long a period of time that you're on holiday, but there's stuff going on. You've got social events. Maybe you want to go to all the social events. That's totally cool. But don't stress yourself out that the scales aren't going to drop and you're not going to lose loads of weight over December. Because if your scale weight is exactly the same on the 1st of December, the 1st of January as it is on the 1st of December, then that's a win, surely. Because especially with all the socials that are going on, all the busyness, extra work, all the Christmas lists and the shopping and Christmas Day planning, etc., right? So maintenance, it's just discipline in disguise. It's you having the discipline to maintain your standards and just to maintain your goals. That surely is better than not giving a fuck and kicking the arse out of it, putting your life on hold and putting your health on hold because you're too busy getting steaming every weekend and living on takeaways. Yeah, it's just, yeah. The problem also as well is what I said earlier, that we expect growth all the time. We expect progress all the time. And these are loud. We can shout about these, right? It's a bit like, oh, look at me, I'm awesome. I've lost this amount of weight and I've lost this amount of weight and I've lifted this in the gym, right? And it is amazing. Of course it is. It's absolutely amazing. But it's also something that's tangible, so it's quite easy to shout about it. Whereas in fact, a lot of the coaching that I do and a lot of the stuff that I talk about it's about being boring. It's about just following the basics. And this is what maintenance is, right? Maintenance in the times of your life that it's super busy, it's really boring. It's absolutely really boring. And very rarely will you shout about how you maintained your scale weight over December. Whereas in fact, you actually should shout about that because it's really, really difficult to do. It's really difficult to just not patch all your goals and patch looking after yourself and just go all in. That's really difficult, and that's the stuff that we should be shouting about. And as a coach, see when my clients check in and they tell me that they've had a really boring week, I'm absolutely ecstatic, because a really boring week effectively translates to I did everything that I should have, I looked after myself, I stuck to my calorie deficit, I sorted my sleep out, I had some early nights, I did my pre-bed routine, I read my book, I drank my water, I went to the gym when I said I was going to go to the gym. That to me, like from a coach's point of view, that's like heaven. Absolute heaven, because there's no drama, there's no emotional shit going on. You're just actually keeping your head down, sticking your arse in the air and plodding along. And that's how you hit your goals, definitely. So I want you to think about for December, setting some non-negotiables. So this is the practical stuff that you can actually do over the course of this month, because I am talking about it all this week on my socials, talking about it with my clients, is that December's not the time just to ditch all your goals. Oh, I'll start again in January. I'll start again after Christmas. Let me just get through Christmas. All right, it's currently the 10th of December. We've got 14 days till Christmas, or 15 days till Christmas. Are you actually going to put your life on hold for 15 days? Maybe you are, but if I'm giving you my type of advice, then I think that's a mistake. It's about setting your boundaries and setting your non-negotiables. And your non-negotiables can be less than you've actually been doing over the last couple of the months. It's just enough to keep yourself ticking over and to keep yourself feeling that you're still looking after yourself. So things like non-negotiables, things like continue eating protein first at all your meals, right? If you're one of my clients, that's what I encourage you to do. If you're following me on the socials and you're not a client, I still encourage you to do that. So there's no real reason that should change. Even if you're out socialising, if you're out for dinner, if you're out for a Christmas dinner, how many Christmas dinners can you fit in before Christmas Day? I could fit in quite a few, to be fair, right? But Christmas dinner is fundamentally turkey, vegetables and potatoes, right? That's easy to pick your protein first. So protein first at every meal. Think about that. Continue eating your awesome protein-packed breakfast. How hard is that to say? Protein-packed breakfast. I've been eating baked oats every morning for the last however long. Why would I stop that now? Like, why all of a sudden would I start eating bowls of crunchy nut cornflakes, covered in Baileys instead of milk? To be fair, that does sound quite nice. But do you know, why would I do that? I wouldn't, especially because if I've got like loads of socials on and my food's going to change and I'm going to be eating out and I can't plan certain lunches or dinners, I'm going to still continue to be awesome with the meals that I have control over. Control the controllables. Don't worry about the rest. Yeah, so keep your protein up. Your daily steps, still go out for a walk. If you've seen my socials yesterday, I got absolutely drenched, discovered that my long winter coat was not waterproof. That was probably just me being stupid and not engaging my brain, but there you go. Anyway, still get your daily steps in. If you go for a walk at lunchtime, if you have gone for a walk at lunchtime for the last 3 months, keep that up. Keep it up. Do you know, even if you can keep it up for 4 days of the week because you need the 5th day to do your online Christmas shopping, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. You don't just need to stop it. It just makes it harder to restart in January. Yeah, water before wine, water before coffee is a thing that I do speak about quite a lot as well. Do you know, if you're going to get up in the morning and wham, half a pot of coffee, that's me. Make sure you get a litre of water in you first. And it's the same for your alcohol. If you're going to drink alcohol, absolutely cool. But don't stop drinking your water. Don't replace your water with alcohol. Just add in the alcohol. Keep your water awesome. Gym training, right? Now, again, I speak about this a lot with my ladies at Lift, right? And it's just, I don't expect them to turn up to the gym perfect. I don't expect them to come in their matchy outfits with their perfect bun and just generally been awesome. Do you know, I don't expect them to turn up every morning and come in and be raring to go. I just expect them to turn up. We've got women, I've done it myself. Do you know, you just come in, your pants are inside out, your t-shirt's inside out. I've actually went to gym before. I remember having a conversation with Emma in the toilet cubicles, and I pulled my shorts down to do a pee, and I hadn't put my pants on. Like, what the fuck? But I don't care. Do you know, just turn up. That's exactly what you need to do, is you just turn up. And if you're currently doing 5 workouts a week at the moment and that genuinely feels like too much, cut it back to 2 or 3. Set your non-negotiables. I'm going to do 3 workouts for the rest of December. Do you know, and if you manage the 3, maybe you'll manage a sneaky 4th one. That's amazing. But that's better than saying you're going to do 5 and then feeling like a failure because you only managed 2. So, have a think about realistic non-negotiables, yeah? Your non-negotiables are your way of looking after yourself throughout the busy periods of your life, because life does get hard sometimes and life does get in the way. But don't let your non-negotiables disappear. Just simplify them so that you can still have a win, and you can still acknowledge and feel that you're looking after yourself. Yeah, it's true. It's back to that whole don't try to be perfect. Do you know, I don't expect perfection from any of my clients. I don't expect any perfection from anybody that messages me on any of the socials throughout the year. So why would I expect perfection in December? I wouldn't. I'm asking you to set realistic standards, realistic non-negotiables, make realistic promises to yourself and follow them through. You will feel like a fucking legend. I kid you not. So back to this, it's not a free pass. I'm absolutely not giving you permission to kick the arse of it, out of it. I'm not giving you permission to stop looking after yourself. Absolutely not. That goes against every single coaching ethos that I have. But I am giving you permission to be consistent at a lower volume. Yeah, do you understand that? I need you still to look after yourself. You will feel better if you look after yourself. You will feel amazing if you continue with your daily walks outside in fresh air. If you cut your training back to 2 to 3 times a week, you will feel amazing. You will still feel amazing when you come out the gym. It sets you up for the rest of the day. It makes you more productive. 100%. And I want you to be strutting about like a smug bitch, knowing that you've got it all under control. Of course I do. Yeah? So, the socials. Just some top tips. Not every social event needs to be a blowout. You do not need to go all in at every social event. You don't need to drink alcohol at every social event. You don't need to pick the most calorific, largest plate of food on the menu at every social event. You don't need to have a starter, a main course and a pudding at every social event. But you do need to decide what ones you're going all in. Yeah? There's nothing worse, I think, than doing what you think everybody expects you to do and then not really being happy with doing that. I was going to say not even being happy with the decision that you made, but sometimes we just don't make decisions. We just go with the flow. And then after it, we're like, fuck's sake, do you know, I should have swapped my pudding for my starter, or I should have not had a pudding and then I would have enjoyed my sugary cocktail guilt-free. Or did I actually really need to drink? It was boring as fuck anyway, so why did I drink alcohol and feel like shit? Do you know, it's about you taking control and you being you. Absolutely. You don't have to turn your life into chaos because somebody else expects you to have a glass of wine. You just don't have to do that. But you do get to choose. If you want to do that and you want your life to be chaos and you want to go all in at every social event and you want to be hanging the next day, that's absolute, do you know, that genuinely is cool. If we were working together at some point we would be having a conversation about how your social life is interrupting your goals. But this is short term. This is December. It's mental. You want to see everybody. You want to catch up with people. You want to go out and have a laugh. Absolutely. But genuinely, how many times have you been on a meal out or a night out or a day out or an afternoon out or a lunch out and you've had alcohol and you've thought about it the next day and thought, do you know what? That was actually shit. I could have got through that without it. Just think about it, all right? It's about setting boundaries. It's not about making you miserable. I'm not trying to make you miserable. If you follow me, you will know that I encourage everybody to say yes to every single social situation. But saying yes to every invite doesn't mean that it needs to be full pelt, and it doesn't mean that you need to go all in. It just means that you get to choose. And that's pretty much self-respect. That's about you doing what you fancy doing with a wee plan in advance. Yeah. Making yourself ill on a Monday morning. This is hilarious because I did it a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, making yourself ill on a Monday morning, you don't have to do that to prove that you had a good weekend. Yeah, sometimes the win is just having one drink. I have clients that have drink limits. They're like 5 drinks. Well, if they're out for the day, if they're out for an evening, it's like 3 drinks. That's their limit, and then they stop. That's the boundaries that they've chose to set for themselves because that works for them. Me, I'm currently on a no alcohol win at the moment because my last hangover after a bottle of rosé, a bottle of pink fizz, and a half a large glass of rosé wine, and I swear to God I thought I was dying. So I'm currently on a no alcohol extravaganza. But anyway, sometimes the win is one drink. Sometimes it's just a good meal in the chat. Sometimes it's been home by 9 o'clock. You just need to decide what yours are. But don't be pressured into doing stuff because you think that other people expect you to do that. Do you know, if somebody's constantly nagging you, oh, just have a drink, they'll be getting hammered. They'll wake up in the morning and they'll not even remember what happened. They'll not remember whether you had a drink or whether you didn't. And anyway, what the fuck's it got to do with them? Do you. Just be you. Yeah, so we're speaking about winning. We want to win in busy phases of life. And winning can look, a lot of the time we think that if we're not progressing, then we're losing. And you're not. Winning can just look like making better choices, making healthier choices, making a choice that suits you. That's pretty much what a win could be. Winning, moving your body, even if it's briefly, and even if it's less than you have done over the last couple of months, it's still a win because you haven't patched it entirely. Saying no without guilt. I spoke about this yesterday with my clients on a Christmas Zoom. I'm going to do I'll speak about it later in an Instagram live, but saying no thank you can be difficult. A lot of people find it a struggle. I used to find it a struggle as well. But it takes practice and it does get easier. And some of my clients on the Zoom did back me up in that as well, that it does get easier to say no thank you. Do you know, like, no thank you, I'm not having a drink tonight. No thank you, I'm driving. No thanks to the refill, I'm going to sort my own drinks out. Yeah, so it takes practice. And also just having an early night, coming home from a night out, having an early night, just going straight to your bed, not coming into the house and opening the bottle of vodka or the bottle of wine and coming up the road with a kebab and stuff. That can be a win as well. I love a kebab, by the way. I had a kebab at the weekend. It was very nice. Anyway, busy. It's not an excuse. It's just different. It's just different, and that's okay. So doing all these things and making choices for yourself, so thinking about your social events in advance, thinking about how you're going to plan them, thinking about how you're going to get through them. And I don't mean get through them as in they're a drudge and you just need to get your head down and like tick it off like I've completed it. I don't mean that. I just mean making a plan ahead and visualising how you're going to get through the night and how it's going to align with your goals and how it's going to allow you to feel like you've continued to look after yourself, but you've still enjoyed yourself. So it's about keeping those promises that you've made to yourself, even though it's a bit chaotic. This is when your confidence grows. So just think, if you're going out on, I don't know, just say you've got a party night on Saturday night and you're going out dancing and drinking and everything like that, right? So if you think about that in advance, think about how you see yourself in the middle of that social situation. So I'd said to one of my clients as well, they're going out to the pub and then they're going back to a friend's house. So visualize yourself, whatever your goals are. Her goal is she wants to enjoy herself, but she doesn't want to get drunk. Maybe you could not drink at the pub, take your own alcohol to the house for the house party, then you're more in control. So that'll cut back on steaming nibbles, steaming kebabs. It also means that you can have fun. You'll enjoy the pub. You'll be able to spend time chatting with everybody, knowing that you're going to have a drink when you get to your friend's house, and then you can enjoy yourself when you get to your friend's house because you're in control. That's something that might work for you. It might not. But the whole point of this little podcast is about you thinking about thinking about how you are during that night out. So if you're going out dancing, you're going to a party night, maybe you don't want to have a drink till after dinner. Maybe you prefer to have a drink first and then not drink with your meal and then have a couple of drinks later on. It's about options. There are so many options other than I'm going to go all in, I'm going to get more ill and I'm going to regret it the next day. If you're going to get more ill and not regret it the next day, that's cool. That's a choice that you need to make for you. But quite often we wake up in the morning and we're just like, fuck's sake, and we just get a bit frustrated with ourselves. So have a think. Maybe you just want to not drink before you leave the house. Maybe you want to have one drink just before you start partying, not drink with your meal and have a couple of drinks later on. Maybe you really like a glass of red wine with your dinner, so you're not going to drink before dinner, you're going to have a couple of glasses. It's just about finding out what works for you, enough to enjoy yourself, but also enough to look after yourself. Yeah? It's about setting your goals, sticking to them, setting your non-negotiables, sticking to them. Then you'll believe that you can actually do it. And that's a confidence builder. That's about self-trust and actually putting some faith in yourself that you can do this. Yeah? Yeah. So this is relevant, by the way. I am speaking particularly about December, but it's relevant to any busy period. If your life feels busy, everything just feels a bit heavy, you feel stretched to the max, this is just a reminder that you don't actually have to quit on yourself to get through it. Survival is not about patching everything that you do for yourself and doing everything for everybody else. It's not about setting yourself on fire to keep somebody else warm. I love that saying, by the way. Don't set yourself on fire to keep somebody else warm. So don't put yourself last just to make somebody else happy. You don't need to be extreme. You certainly don't need to be perfect. But you do need standards and non-negotiables and promises to yourself that are going to keep your self-respect and give you the courage to keep showing up in smaller ways. We're just paring stuff back. It's not about doing nothing, but it's certainly not about doing everything. It's just about refusing to give up on yourself, refusing to abandon yourself, even when life gets loud. Because let's face it, in December, life is loud. Life is loud. I'm having a problem this morning. I can't believe I'm struggling to speak it. It's only 7:30 in the morning. Anyway, so putting your goals on hold and having maintenance over this very busy period, right, doesn't mean that you're going to get behind everybody else. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means that you're learning to hold that stable line, believe in yourself, earn some self-confidence and some self-trust. And that's where your strength lies, my lovelies. Alrighty. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of Coach Cariss, Itchy Bitchy and Guests. This will be on Spotify and YouTube. Please give me a follow on my socials, Coach Cariss. I have some awesome group coaching coming in January. I would love to help you. And if you find this podcast, if you found it helpful, please pass on the link to another lovely woman, lady, midlife person, anybody that you think might find it helpful as well. It's much appreciated that you take the time to listen to my chat. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.